Yo, what up, everybody? Welcome back to the Phantom Frequency Network, y'all. If you're one of our returning subscribers, returning watchers, and if you're not subscribed, what the hell are you doing, man? Click the button down below the video. And for all you new viewers, welcome to the Multiverse of Fandom. We talk about everything in the world of pop culture, so if you don't want to miss any of it, follow us on the social medias and all that good jazz, y'all. But with no further ado, man, we're coming at you again with another Wednesday weekly recap. That's right, we're going to a galaxy far, far away with your boy right here, and we're talking about Andor, episode 10, baby. Episode 10, we're getting towards the third act, the finale of the show. We got 2 more episodes to go. And for those of you joining us for the first time this week that may not be aware of our reception so far, my boy Skippy usually be joining me. He's my one of the co-hosts here on the channel, one of the producers as well. And he's a little under the weather right now, so I'm going to be coming at you solo dolo. But we're doing a team up, doing these weekly recaps for a lot of the weekly series going on Disney Plus and what have you, HBO Max and shit. And we've both been loving this series so far, and I really think this is such a breath of fresh air when it comes to this film. Series. Jesus, it's been a long day, guys. but yeah, man, this has been a phenomenal show so far. Honestly, man, I think there's like one episode I didn't like. Sort of out of 10 episodes, there's like one I didn't like, sort of. And I wouldn't even say I don't like it, but I would say I like it much less than all the rest of these episodes. And this one in particular, it's gonna be a jailbreak. Let's get it, man. Andor and Kino rallying up the troops, man, getting everybody inspired, getting the revolution started, man, from level 5, baby. And they got the jailbreak going, you know what I'm saying? The whole big 4-episode arc we've been going on right now with Andor. And as y'all that have been following the series know, we've had these pretty much 3 to 4 episode arcs in little chunks throughout the series so far, and like I've mentioned before, a little bit of that anime style of storytelling added in there, which I definitely appreciate. And there's Western shows that do this as well, but I really think it's cool how they have all these mini arcs in the show to set up the backstory of Andor, and most importantly, the strongest aspect of the show, and has continued to be the strongest point of the show, other than Andor and Mon Mothma themselves, the 2 main characters, as you see in the background there. Of the video, man, and the backdrop, the actual origin story of the rebellion. You know what I'm saying? That's really what Andor, the series, is about. The origins of the rebellion seen through the eyes of Cassian Andor. You know what I'm saying? That's really what this series is, and it's done such a phenomenal job of not only fleshing out the character of Cassian Andor, obviously, but, or as Peter Skarsgård's character Luthen likes to say, Cassian Andor, and yeah, man, but it's just been great seeing him flesh out the world, flesh out the rebellion, really show what the Empire, the terror that the Empire does, and what a regime and what a dictatorship really could look like, and what it really was like for all the regular folks in the Star Wars universe, man, in the Star Wars galaxy, when the Jedis weren't running around. Order 66 had been quite successful for the Empire, so Palpatine got rid of 90 to 95% or so of the Jedi, so mission accomplished pretty much. Very few of them running around. Ahsoka and, other than him, Anakin himself, you got Obi-Wan Kenobi chilling over there on the desert planet, you know what I mean, kicking in Mos Eisley, not trying to get jacked and shit. So, but yeah, man, yeah, and just getting into my overall thoughts on the episode and everything too. Really dug the episode, man. It was really, really good. I really love this episode, man. Getting to see the whole jailbreak go down and getting to see Kino deliver that awesome speech. Andy Serkis, man, one of the most accomplished actors, man. One of the best actors, and in my opinion, doesn't get enough love and enough shine out there, and should have 2 Academy Awards at least for his performance as Caesar and Smeagol in Lord of the Rings, and of course Caesar in the latest Planet of the Apes trilogy by the Batman director himself, baby. Cloverfield, what up? Matt Reeves, And but yeah, getting back to the topic at hand here, Andor episode 10, man. We're gonna get into the recap portion of the episode, man. Where we break down all the big plot points and all the cool moments, step by step, and starting off, with the opening, man. Yeah, I'm just gonna jump all over the place, man. I'm a little tired, so I'm just gonna jump all over the place. But yeah, man. So one of the biggest highlights and one of the biggest things is obviously the jailbreak. And right at the beginning of the episode, man, you get right there. Okay, so yeah, now I'm remembering. Sorry. But yeah, so you start off with Andor and um, Andy Serkis over there talking about what just went down and him saying like, "Hey man, we're gonna have to make our escape tomorrow, bro. It's gonna be tomorrow. It's now or never. Because if we don't get out tomorrow on our own accord, they're gonna kill us all off. And I'd rather die trying to fight back instead of giving them what they want. You know what I'm saying? And I love the way that Andor says that, man. You know what I mean? And you see the true leadership skills that he does have, and the real fight and the real heart he has of a warrior and a heart of a rebel. You know what I mean? So you definitely see why what really makes him tick as a character and what really made him fit as a rebel. And it really, really does us a great job of fleshing out his character and really getting a more well-rounded sense of him as a person and what drives him and what got him into this whole rebellion thing from the get-go. You know what I'm saying? So really cool stuff, man. Really dug that. And then Kino, he's a little hesitant at first. You're not, and I was even starting to wonder if he was actually going to go through with the jailbreak and everything and realize what Andor was saying is the truth. So definitely dug all that. And then they get back into the room, as you see from the thumbnail there, and they're like, "Hey, what happened? Did he make it? Where's Olaf and shit? Where's our boy? And like, oh shit, he didn't make it. You're my boy, Blue." That was totally what I thought about in that moment, even though that's a comedic movie. And if you know the reference, drop it down below, man. You're my boy, Blue. Yeah, if you know, you know. But yeah, man. And then they're like, "Oh, they're not gonna tell us shit." And he's like, "Well, go ahead and tell them, Kino. Let them know what the deal is, bruh." And then he's like, "Well, we got it." And then he's like, "Fine, you're not gonna tell him. I'll tell him." Well, he didn't make it, and they killed 100 men on level 2. I seen that shit pretty much, and we're next, y'all. We need to get the fuck out of here, yo. Trust me. If you don't believe me, fuck it. I don't care. I'm going to bed, because Cassian don't be giving a fuck. And then Kino, interjects and tells him, "Hey, he's telling the truth, y'all. Shit's really about to go down. So it's now or never tomorrow, y'all. Let's make it happen. We ain't working no more shifts. You know what I'm saying? So get your boots, strap up, or bitch out, bro. But get the hell out the way, because we getting the hell up out of here, man." And I love that. And getting into more of the episode, we jump back over to Andor's kind of adopted hometown of Arkeen or Arkeen 5 or something like that. I'm pretty sure I fucked up the name, but anyways, we go back to his home planet just for a quick moment because we see this lady going to get a doctor for Marva because she's not doing well. She's been hiding her meds and not been taking her medication and acting all crazy, not acting all crazy, but and she's getting really sick and she's hiding her medicine and they don't understand why she's doing what she's doing. And we all know she's gung-ho for the rebellion and wants to be a part of the resistance and wants to be a part of the movement, but we know her health is not doing well, and I don't think Marvel's going to make it to the end of this series for sure, and I think that definitely plays in to his character. I think by the end of the series, the end of this season, she might even pass away, and that might set up Andor to be in a much darker place going into season 2, and who knows, it might even make him want to not even go into the rebellion, or it might inspire him to go all in. And that's really what sets up the K2SO and the really full-on rebel we really saw from Rogue One, because this whole series is supposed to lead up right to that moment, a la Rogue One into A New Hope style. So going to be cool to see how that pans out in season 2. But yeah, man, so that's all the big stuff going on right there with Andor and Kino at the beginning and everything. Marva's getting sick and stuff. And then we jump over to this one guy working for the as one of the ISB. And Deidre's like, "Yeah, man, we need to do our thing, man. Let's do this thing," and blah, 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 blah. And then he's like, "Well, why don't we do what we always did and whatever we used to do." I can't remember exactly what he said. And then the guy that's in charge or whatever that we've been seeing throughout the series so far, he's like, "Well, all right, I fucks with your idea. Let's do it." And then Deidre walks off all pissed like, "Man, fuck y'all. I'm out of here. No one listens to me, man. They never listen to me." And then come to find out that that's a guy named Lonnie who's working as a double agent, but we don't know this at the time. And as we keep progressing on from there, we jump back over to our prisoners, man. Andor and Kino, they wake up, getting ready for their swing shift and all that, first shift of the day and shit. And and then they're like, "All right, no night shifts, y'all." Kino is telling everybody, "All right, no night shift. Let's do what we got to do. Let's formulate our plan and let's get this shit moving." And then Andor's like, "Hell yeah, let's get it." And so they all go into work and they're going to start doing their thing. And then we catch up with we catch up with Mon Mothma. And one of my favorite scenes of the episode, if not my favorite scene, her having that conversation with that dude that's from the same place she's from. And I can't remember the term off the top of my head, but anyway, She's from the same place as him, and she wants to talk to him about having a place to move her funds in a more discreet, a la illegal way, unbeknownst to the Empire, of course. And he's like, "Yeah, I can help you out. You need a fluid place to store your cash and whatnot, but you're gonna have to do something for me, you know." And she's like, "Oh yeah, yeah, whatever." They're having this whole tit for tat back and forth, and then he makes the suggestion of, "Oh yeah, just the only caveat or the only thing I have is a prerequisite for this deal is you got to let me visit again. I haven't visited in a while because they go way back, obviously being from the same place, royal families, betrothment and all this other shit." And then he actually suggested his 14-year-old son has to come with him as well, so he can introduce him to her 13-year-old daughter, and I already forgot her name too. Anyway. And then she's like, "What the fuck?" And you can see the look on her face. She's like disgusted and pissed off, like, "The fuck you say, motherfucker?" Like, I ain't fucking marrying off my daughter to you. Get the hell out of here. I ain't doing that shit. That's why I'm with this douchebag that to help create this damn ungrateful ass baby. I don't want to do that shit to my own daughter. She's like, "Fuck off, bro. I ain't even thinking about it." He's like, "All right, I'll let you sit on it for a couple days and I'll get back to you." And she's like, "Nah, fuck that shit. I ain't thinking about it. My mind's made up." And he's like, "All right, suit yourself." And yeah, so let's see. Oh yeah, we jump back to the guys, man, and they're over there doing their thing, getting the plans, setting up the stuff for later on, so then when they execute their plan, they can get the hell up out of there. And it actually starts to work, man. Andor breaks open the pipe and everything, which causes a leak, which will short out the floor when they try to electrocute everybody. And then all coordinated at the same time after Andor finally gets back, then they end up everyone ends up starting to throw shit at the guards and everything. They get on top of the tables so that way the electricity won't actually hurt most of them, if any of them, if they're lucky. But a couple guys don't make it and get the hell shocked out of them. But it shorts out the electric floor thing they've been torturing them with for all this time. So that way they can all attack the guards freely. But the only issue is, even though they outnumber them quite a bit to maybe like 50, maybe 40, 50 dudes, or maybe total throughout all the levels or whatever. And then they start taking charge, man. And then once they get up to that second story and get to the armory, man, they start gearing up and start getting their shit going, and guns started blazing because they got blasters too now. Because a few of the guys didn't make it, like the redhead guy that was all down for the cause, didn't end up making it, and some of the other people weren't so lucky. But luckily, Andor, obviously, and most of our boys that were in there, and Kino as well, all make it out of there and start making their way through the other levels and start taking out more guards, and then all the other guards start to hide from them and shit. And they've pretty much taken over the prison, the power's all in their hands, and the ball's in their court. And Andor and him get to like this one particular level where they can shut off the power to the building. And of course they got a backup generator. It's Emperor Palpatine. The man's pretty resourceful. And then so they start making their way through there. Kino and him stumble upon these guys, tell him to get the hell away from there. And then Andor tells Kino, "All right, give everybody a speech. Let them know what the dealio is. Let them know what's the deal." And he says, "All right." He gives this phenomenal speech, by the way. Don't remember all the words, and I won't butcher it here. But awesome speech that he gives, and it's great stuff, man. And they do make it out, but the only problem is they're surrounded by a big ass ocean. It looks like so. And the bummer is, I don't know if he was just chickened out last minute or he was telling the truth. Either way, apparently Kino doesn't know how to swim, so I don't know if he ever even made it out of there. They never directly show him, and then Andor gets pushed in by all these dudes rushing out there. So obviously Andor can swim, and we know he'll make it. But the question is, does Kino ever get off that place? Does he get got? What happened to him? Maybe we'll find out. Who knows? But man, that was such a great surprise to see Andy Serkis in these last few episodes. He did such a great job. It just seemed like he elevated it every episode, and there was more and more for him to do, and he just kept knocking it out of the park. So I love the character of Kino. Great stuff, man. Such a pleasant surprise, and those are some of the best surprises you can have. That's for sure, man. Like my girl Zendaya said in No Way Home, if you always expect disappointment, you won't be disappointed, So that's the whole vibe right there. And they make it out of there and everything. But then Luthen has to go meet up with his contact, who turns out to be the man with the sheriff mustache, Lonnie, man. And I ain't talking about Lonnie Elam. You know what I'm saying? I ain't talking about him. No Halloween stuff here. But yeah. And then they meet up, and he's like, hey, man, I've been in this shit for 6 years, working as a double agent in the Empire and shit, bro. I want to go home and meet my kid. I just had a kid. I'm a dad. Fuck all this. I'm tired of this. What have you sacrificed, bro? And then freaking Peter Skarsgård, man, Stellan, sorry, not Peter. Stellan Skarsgård comes in with this phenomenal monologue about how much sacrifices he has made to even get this rebellion stuff going, how they've groomed him and how he needs him, and how they have to depend on each other and have to fight for the cause even if they don't get to live to see it. You know, I got to fight for a sunrise I probably won't even get to live in long enough to see. And I was like, yo, that's deep ass shit, man. I love the politics in this show, man. It's done so well, so organic, so poignant, and so on point without pulling punches, without pandering, and without hitting you over the head. Awesome stuff. I absolutely love that scene. And that right there might be my favorite scene in this episode, potentially. Because, man, that was just great monologue, great acting, great back and forth, amazing dialogue. Woo! Great shit, man. And that's pretty much it for the episode, man. Like, no big stuff goes on from there. So we're going to have to wait and see what the final 2 episodes are going to be about. But it's going to be very, very interesting to see where the series goes from here, man. I was really digging it. And, yeah, man, it's going to be a nice, short and sweet one this week, y'all. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's been a little bit of a long week. Got a good little handful more hours here. You know, being a little generous. But, you know, we got some more hours to put in at the office in this 9 to 5 shit. Your boy got to pay these bills, man. But thank y'all for checking out these recaps, man. If you've been coming every single week, all 10 weeks in a row, we love you so much. Thank you. Means the world to us. And for any of y'all just joining us, you're just as important. We value you just as much. Thank you for tuning in to this recap. We're going to be doing the recaps for the remainder of the series, of course. And my work schedule might get in the way of us doing the finale on the day of Wednesday. So you might get that one a little bit later in the week. And I think it comes out Thanksgiving week. So you might get it Thanksgiving weekend. I'll keep y'all posted on that. But episode 11 recap should drop a week from today, just as usual. But I think the recap, we might have to hit y'all on the weekend with that one. And I also got to check in with Skippy and potentially Miguel if he's seen any of this. But I got to check in with them, see what's going on, see if we're going to do it solo, whatever the case is. But I'll keep y'all posted for sure, and we'll let you know. But we're going to have the Wakanda Forever spoiler review dropping this weekend, so make sure you stay tuned for that. And like I said, we're going to be doing Andor next week, and we're going to have that Guardians Christmas special at the end of the month as well, Thanksgiving week. So be on the lookout for those as well. And I got a couple other special surprises I'm working on, some niche movie reviews and shit. And there's a couple things I'm hoping I'll have the chance to go and get to through this week and through the next few weeks around my work schedule and shit. So gonna have some really cool content coming for y'all. So we ain't slowing down in the slightest. You know, it's just not as much shit coming out as it was the last couple months. So you're not gonna get as much stuff every single day, but we're gonna keep it consistent. We're gonna keep it coming. And it's been a blast making all this content for y'all, just being creative and pushing the envelope and always trying to elevate what we're doing here. So we got a lot of great stuff in the works. Make sure you stay tuned for all that good stuff, man. And like you said, Jesus Christ. Like I said, come around next week, this time next week, whatever, and we're going to have that episode 11 recap for Andor, baby. But until we see y'all again, make sure you stay safe out there. Look out for your loved ones. Much love, and may the force be with y'all. Always.